For children who are adopted, whether it be by the birth mother's choice or abandonment, there is always the lingering questions of who am I and where did I come from? In the past, there wasn't much in terms of recourse for finding out your family history and genetic identity. But today, there are so many DNA testing sites that can help you uncover your family history. One woman in Texas was desperate to discover who her biological parents were and if she had any other family members out there. Then, one day changed everything. Hello, story lovers. I'm Jamie Buck, and here is... After submitting a DNA kit, this woman found her long-lost siblings. Before we move on, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications bell for new amazing videos. Despite her unconditional love of her adoptive parents, Sally wanted nothing more than to discover who her biological parents were. Using the website 23andme.com, where you can send in a saliva sample to learn more about your DNA and ancestry, Sally hoped she would find some answers. Sally had a loving family and wanted nothing while growing up. Yet there was always a nagging feeling in the back of her mind. Where did she come from? There were so many questions and very little answers over the years, and it meant so much for Sally to know her personal ancestry. The only concrete detail Sally knew from her past was that she was abandoned in a Virginia hospital bathroom by her birth mother. It saddened Sally that the only knowledge of her past was abandonment, and she hoped she might one day find out more. Until the age of 13, Sally lived with her parents in Virginia, but they soon moved to North Texas. As the years went by, Sally continued to question her heritage and finally decided that enough was enough. She needed to find some answers. I grew up knowing that I was adopted and wondering, would I walk past them on the street and not know? She told the local media. So she chose to purchase a DNA testing kit and mailed it off with hopes for the best. The wait for the results from the DNA test was absolutely excruciating. Sally kept wondering if she had brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. Could she possibly have a huge extended family she never even knew about? Many months later, Sally's results finally arrived, and to say she was shocked would be an understatement. In fact, she was notified via email that she had a relative match. Is it possible she was about to meet a long-lost sibling? According to the notification, Sally had a sister named Sterling who lived in Pennsylvania. Finding a relative was the farthest thing from my mind, Sally said. However, she couldn't help but be excited to speak to her. 2 hours after the initial message had been received, both Sally and Sterling were chatting it up on the phone. Sally couldn't believe the strong connection she felt to a woman she'd never met. It was at that time Sterling revealed another bit of shocking news to her sister. Sterling revealed that Sally had 3 additional half-siblings, all from the same mother. Sally went from being an only child to the second youngest sibling of 5? How amazing is that? Sally's half-brother, Kevin Overton, who was a decorated police officer, couldn't believe his eyes when he first met Sally. He revealed that at first they thought the kit must have been wrong, but the moments he laid eyes on Sally, the resemblance was too similar to ignore. The reunion between the siblings was one filled with tears, joy, and high levels of emotion. The hugs, laughs, and kisses were abundant as Sally finally had the chance to connect with the rest of her family. Making the cross-country trip to meet her family was more than worth it for Sally. In fact, she had been planning on waiting until her 30th birthday, but now that seemed like a ridiculous sentiment. She now had a place where she belonged and years of history to catch up on. Despite the fact the siblings only shared the same mother, the similarities between them all was almost uncanny. Their smiles were the same, the mannerisms were the same, and even the voices were similar. One feature that Sally was always complimented on was her piercing green eyes. So imagine her shock when her little brother had the same green eyes as well. It just continued to prove that she had found the answers to questions she struggled with her entire life. One of the things that stands out the most to Sally is her first conversation with her sister, Sterling. She felt like she was almost talking to herself because their voices were so similar. While they did have different accents, there were other vocal qualities that were just so similar. The emotional experience of the reunion was definitely overwhelming for Sally. Her big brother couldn't help but hug her close during her time with him. I just wanted to give her a hug. I wanted to let her know that she was a big brother now, and as long as I'm around, you're going to be all right, Overton said. For all the siblings, the reunion was a very humbling experience. You never know what curveballs life will throw at you, but sometimes it ends on a positive note. For Sally and her 4 siblings, it meant their family was finally complete. Sally spent the entire weekend with her new family at her big brother's Kevin's home and appreciated every single moment. While it wasn't long enough to make up for 30 years, it was definitely the perfect start. All the family members have promised to keep in touch moving forward, and the reunion was only the beginning of good things to come. When I was sitting in the airport, my eyes were burning, Sally said. I love these people so much, and I just met them. We hope Sally and her newfound family have a chance to make many new memories together. Did you like the story? Check out our channel for more.